This is Ron Gleim, the gentleman behind the invention of the X-Steam-inator. Ron, well, let's just run through the component parts. What we're standing by here, that's the power generator in this case.
Yeah, this come off on the oil field, but it's a 100 kilowatt unit, got its own motor and everything, and we put this on here instead of a PTO so that we could drive it around with a truck or something. But we will have a PTO on most of these from here on in, but it creates all the power for the induction unit.
And a PTO generator, of course, be much smaller without the full motor.
Yeah, it's about a third of this size. Yeah.
So looking at the other components, I see a water tank behind you, small water tank for the water supply.
Yeah, this is just a 35-gallon tank, and we just put that on for now because it's for our demo. But we would probably have a 100-gallon, maybe 200-gallon tank on, which should run probably 6 to 8 hours a day then, because we use probably about a gallon to a gallon and a half an hour, or I mean an acre.
Now the cooling unit above, you say this is drastically overbuilt and won't have to be nearly as big as this in commercial units.
Yeah, now the induction unit, which is the other box that we'll get to in a minute, it has to be cool because there's 75 kilowatts of power going through there, which creates an enormous amount of heat that goes to that heat exchanger. So this just cools that this other box to keep it at around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's overbuilt. This pump just uses that water to cool it, and we have a cooler on the other side, which is where all these fans, and we've only ever had it cut in once out of the year that we've been running it, so it's way overbuilt.
Let's look at the induction unit per se, and the one with the radine on the blue box there. That's really the secret to producing steam on demand.
Yeah, it is. This again is a pretty big unit. It can be much smaller, which they say they'll build a smaller one, but that basically brings in the 75 kilowatts. It creates all the power that goes into the heat exchanger, which is a unit that the pipes go into, and then it's the magnetic field and everything that heats up that water. Like we will turn that on, and we were up to like 350 degrees Fahrenheit within a matter of less than 20 seconds. So it's really quick, but we're only heating up 2 to 3 ounces of water a second, and that's the secret. So we're able to make instant heat or instant steam.
And so it's the green box here that's the heat exchanger unit, and there's just a whole lot of different lengths of area in there to get the heat exchange happening.
Yeah, the water comes in the bottom, and we got 13 pipes that go like this, and then as it comes out, so we'll make steam anywhere in here that we want to. It just depends how much power, how much water we put in. So if we make steam here halfway through, then it's got another 6 1-foot pipes to go through, which we can create more pressure or more saturation depending on how it's controlled. And then when it comes out, it's saturated steam.
And the blue gizmo there, that's a constant flow pump.
That's a constant flow pump that'll give us up to 140 psi, and we can set it from anywhere from 10 liters an hour to 300 liters an hour. And right now we're running at about 75 to 80 liters an hour, and we're going through this with the 75 kilowatts, and we're coming out right now at 155 degrees C.
And then all of that steam is delivered to the booms below in a covered shroud. You've worked on this a fair bit to try to get this more usable?
Yeah, we made quite a few changes to it, and even now we know we need to make a few more, but we've got 2 booms in there now that they're square, and we got 76 3/16 holes in them, which gives us a pretty good control of steam. They're only about 1.5 inches apart, so we're hitting everything we touch. We probably overdid that. We've got nozzles now that we can use, but we're gonna do that in this winter in a controlled environment.
So what have you seen as far as kill when you actually have used this on green vegetation? What have you seen?
Well, we've got some video here that hopefully we can add to this, but we did one where we had her at the steam at about 165 to 175 on the average, and you could see when we were driving along, within 10 seconds afterwards, you could see exactly where we drove, and it absolutely killed everything it touched. So we know that it's there to do. We just need to be able to control it, and that's what we're going to work on this winter. control the temperature of the steam along with the pressure and the flow. And right now we have a team working on the PLC for that, and when that's done, then we can pretty well do anything.
So probably the smaller units will be the first to actually be available, just because it's easier to do on a smaller size early and then build up from there.
I think so, Kevin. I think you know, we gotta if we can make this work on a 5 and 10 footer up to a 20 footer, and that's what the engineers are saying. Once you get that done and have a PLC that can run that, then it's just a matter of adding more power, because the PLC will run whether it's a 5 footer or a 50 footer. That same PLC and that same software should be able to control that.
Excellent. I think you did good.